right now. Tell me who we have coming up.
Well, this young man is doing some wonderful things for the kingdom all over the country. And we are just so honored. As you listeners and viewers know, we've had so many outstanding interviews that have come through this show. And this is another one added to the list. This is Mr. Anthony Ponders. Good morning, my brother. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, everybody.
Yes, how you doing today?
Oh man, I'm super excited. Super excited to talk to y'all. I'm grateful for another day. What's going on?
Man, we are just here, just excited about what God is doing with the artists and the ministries. Because even through these turbulent times, God is still sending messages through people like you, through people like Kevin LeVar, who we just interviewed. And we thank God for the ministries, the music.
Amen.
So brother, I'm gonna ask you, what part of the country are you in right now?
Listen, man, I am Jersey born and
East Coast.
bred all day long.
Okay,
Jersey,
so
Jersey.
I'm just gonna straight up just ask you, how is the weather out in Jersey, right about now?
Brother, this weather, I can't even gauge it. Listen, one moment it's really hot, like in the 70s last week, and now yesterday we were in the 40s. So we're all over the place right now.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: when the seasons began to change for you, does the food
Uh-huh.
change for you too? Or do you guys still eat the same type of food? Because like when it get cold out here, we be like said, okay, it's gumbo weather, or it's chilly weather. Do y'all have food that's kind of tied to the change in season for you?
No, we just eat more during the winter season. We eat the same thing, but we just eat more of it.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you this question. We gonna go in on you, bro, because you said you
Go
Jersey.
for it.
Uh,
Don't be scared,
yeah,
Anthony. It ain't that bad.
be scared,
Oh no,
Anthony.
I'm good. Let's go.
It's coming, Jersey,
I'm
Jersey.
I'm 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 a gangster, y'all. I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, you say you in Jersey, and I gotta ask the question: have you ever ran
Mhm.
into Run from Run DMC while you been in your city?
I've not. He's in South Jersey or like Central Jersey. I'm in North Jersey. So, I mean, uh, it's kind of a big state. It's a lot of parts to it, but I've never run into him.
Okay,
I've
I
I've been
had to,
I've been there. I've
Man,
been
these,
to
these are
Newark.
these are good and random questions. I love it. A
Yeah,
good way to start the morning.
I've
yeah.
been to Newark. I went to the Newsome Awards. Do you remember those awards a few years back? It was like a radio show or something back then. I had a chance to come there, and I was
Uh,
very nervous.
I'm.
You hear I said very
Listen, man.
nervous.
You have to. First of all, Newark is quite different now.
Okay,
It is not the same Newark that we see on the news.
okay.
But I don't remember those awards. But Newark is like 15 minutes from me, so that's North Jersey.
Yeah, it was Newsome Awards, and it was a cool awards. But everybody told me watch where you go. So I got on the plane, went to the hotel, went to the church, and that was all for me.
See, I want to say, I'm not afraid when I go to like places like Jersey, everything, because see, I'm an OG thug. You know what I'm saying? I go in there, and when I came to Jersey, you know,
Oh Lord.
I came in and I free flowed in your city. Now it did help that I have about four security guards with me, and they was all armed, so I was good. I was
Oh,
playing.
he's playing. He ain't no
So
four
check this
security
out.
guards.
Check this out. I want to ask this question. Can you give us the
Yes, sir.
beginning of your music career? I mean, because what you put out now is just like so dope. How did this all start for you?
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I mean, church kids, y'all know we all started the same way, man. So started right in the choir, directing, teaching, and it's so much so. Whereas I was so small that we had to be put on benches to actually direct the choir. So
Oh,
that's
me too.
it was always there. I don't know what people saw or what you know they could feel from me, but
Mhm.
music has always been there. So it started there. The same way with most church kids.
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When did you know that you actually
you know,
had something
First of all,
special?
let me just say when you say now, let me ask you a question. You
Yes.
you make me more and more nervous.
No, no,
No,
man,
no,
we
no.
family.
Don't be nervous. I,
We,
I,
we,
I got you, bro.
we
He,
family.
he ain't gonna, he ain't gonna
The
be
No,
one
we
quiet.
thing,
good.
the one thing you gonna always get from this,
Right.
you gonna leave here and like saying, "Oh, I just met one of my uncles or my brothers,"
That was one
because
of the best
Yeah.
the
interviews.
biggest thing that we do with
Yes.
our interviews,
Yes.
we want people to get to know who you
Who the
are,
person is.
because you know how folks are.
Sure.
When they feel like that you family, they're gonna go out and buy your product,
Right.
and that's what we want.
Right.
At the end, we want you to see a boost in your product sales.
So his
Yes, sir.
disclaimer wasn't what people would think. We always do that because people be like, "Uh oh, what he gonna ask me? What he gonna ask me?" It's always positive stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
So so tell me about when you knew that this was going to be something that you wanted to pursue as a living.
Oh man. I want to say even from birth, like I've always seen myself in music somehow. I've always gravitated to it. I've always loved it. Probably not until right before high school that I knew that this is what I wanted to do as a profession, as a full, as my full purpose. And I knew that this is what I was purposed to do. So I want to say like grammar school.
Okay. All right. And so I'm gonna ask a random question right here. I thought payphones were gone,
I was thinking the same thing.
and I'm looking.
I was
Ah,
looking at the red payphone too.
I'm
That's why I
like,
kept looking. I was like, I like that.
wait. I'm like sitting up here thinking about the Brady Bunch.
Yes,
Brady Bunch when they was using the phone too
that
much. They
red
put
one.
a
I was looking too.
payphone in the house. So tell us about that payphone right
yeah,
quick.
so I was shopping at Nordstrom and I saw this and I was like, man, that's dope. And so I just bought it. I mean, obviously it's not a real payphone, but I really like it for the decoration. So I kind of wanted that in my background, right next to my bathroom. So that's what y'all see there.
Well, it
It's just
worked.
decoration. I thought it was really, really dope.
It worked.
Man, when I come to your house, I'm gonna try to make a phone call on it. I'm gonna just come on and like,
Right, right,
and everybody gonna say, how does he know about dialing
right.
telephones?
Now my question to you
You know,
is, go ahead.
Go ahead.
no, I think there is a plug behind it. So I think I actually can plug it up, like
Oh, okay.
to actually make calls.
Yes.
There's a
All
plug
right.
in it. Obviously, I'm not going to use it, but there is a plug there. So I could use it if we wanted to.
If it came from that store, you probably can use
Yeah,
it.
cause I'm charging folks. I'm like, that's a quarter to make that phone call quarter.
There was a quarter, but wasn't it a dime before?
It was a
Exactly.
dime when we was.
Exactly.
It was
Yeah.
a dime, yeah. Now my question to you is, how did you transition into groups? This you have your own group. How did that start?
Mhm. It's kind of, as guys, it's gonna sound cliche and a little corny, but it started with a dream. So I was just, I was asleep one day and I kept hearing this word, ministries desire. So I didn't know what it meant. I asked God for clarity, but when I woke up immediately, there was a clarity as to ministry is our desire. So that's how the group started, literally at that dream, and I knew what I was assigned to do in that moment. I believe he started that way so that my purpose and my reason for moving was clear. So
Hmm.
the purpose was ministry, and so hopefully, if we kept that at the forefront,
Hmm.
we could walk in that alignment.
Were the people handpicked or were they auditioned? How does it work? Because different groups do different things.
I initially started off with auditions. Good question. But now I pretty much handpicked all my singers, and man, they're dope, yo. So let me just shout out my singers. So they really, really kill, and I'm really proud and really happy to do ministry with them. It's nothing like doing ministry with people you like and people you enjoy. It
Yes,
it
sir.
it takes the load off. It makes everything so much easy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here's one of those questions because I'm looking at your album cover and I'm
I
like, wow.
love it.
I'm like, wow, that's almost like the
The
Brady
Brady
Bunch
Bunch.
too, right?
Yes.
But let me ask you this
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Here it go.
Creative.
Going on the road,
Thank you.
singing and ministering. What was your favorite ministry opportunity, and then what was that one that you said, "Oh my Jesus, if I could just get home."
Ooh. Ooh. Let me tell you something, Doctor. I have more of those stories. Can I just want to get home. I have I have a lot of those stories.
Right.
But I want to start with the latter question. So we went to a church, and I was connected with an author, and by a mutual friend of ours, and he really bigged her up, and so I kind of trusted that she understood ministry. So
Mm-hmm.
we talked. It was supposed to be a great connection. We went to the church. I want to say it was about 5 people, and the amount of people doesn't matter to me per se,
Mm-hmm.
but it was about 5 people. And at the end of the day, after doing a full concert, she hands us an envelope.
Uh-oh.
And I'm just gonna tell the truth. She hands us an envelope. I did not look in it again out of trust,
Right.
just understanding. Like she knows. She knows how to handle people.
Right.
So again, this was relationship, and it was relationship building.
Right.
So I didn't even look at the envelope. I just gave it to my MD, and I said, "Hey guys, you guys take it all." I want y'all to know my MD called me about 15 minutes later after he went to go give the money out to my musicians, and gentlemen, it was $20 in that envelope.
Mm.
$20.
And she thought she was doing something.
Bro, no, she knew she wasn't doing anything. Let me tell you why. Because she sealed that envelope up, and she just kind of gave it to me, like scrunch it up in my hand. So I,
So you wouldn't. She ought to be ashamed.
yeah. So I mean, I still hope that ministry went about, but
Right.
again, you know, you gotta do right by people. I
Yes.
would, at some point, you would rather people just say, "Hey, look, I don't have a budget. I
Right.
can't do anything,"
Honesty.
and you come still, because
Honesty.
again, yeah, that's the goal. But you don't rob people and dishonor them that way. So that's one of those stories that I probably will never forget.
Well,
I never said anything because at that point it wasn't. I
Mhm.
didn't think it was worth it.
right.
But I tell you what, you know better now. You learn from your mistakes.
What
Um,
people don't understand.
so the good, yeah, but again, you just assume they do.
Right.
So it is what it is, man.
Right.
What can you say? But I definitely wanted to, like, scream after that.
Right.
Probably one
$20.
of the best ministry assignments was being able to sing with and for my one of my musical mentors, Donald Lawrence. So
Mhm.
he was doing a radio concert out here in Philly, and he reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you guys, back me up and do my set with me?"
Wow.
Man, that was a dream. So, like, to watch him work, and to be a part of it, and to also have an opportunity to rehearse my singers to emulate his sound,
Yes.
bro, that was like heaven. So
Yes.
that was probably one of my best experiences.
See, he took my question. I was going to ask him who were some of his musical inspirations, and he just said one of them.
Definitely. I mean, there's so many. I could definitely go through that. I mean, I love music, so my musical inspirations definitely don't come just from gospel. One of
Right.
my favorite writer of all time is Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yes.
So right now I check out PJ Morton, because for
Yes.
me he's more closely aligned to that Stevie Wonder sound.
Yeah.
Globally, holistically, my favorite artist in terms of inspiration is actually Janet Jackson, believe it or not. So so you have Sean Mitchell, you have Donald Lawrence, and my
Yes.
first musical inspiration was James Hall in Worship and Praise. So I mean, like, I go a lot of places.
So let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
I'm checking you out. You got a swagalicious little joint that you sitting in with the payphone and everything. Let's talk about your swag, your style, your energy, because it seems like it attracts so many young people towards your ministry.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Um, I just think that, let me say it this way. I think that there is a facade of church, and I think that there is a look or a feel that we have identified as church and church people.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned, by making mistakes and looking stupid and
Mm-hmm.
sounding dumb,
Mm-hmm.
that I am best serving God's people and serving myself when I'm just myself.
Yes.
So again, Jersey born and bred, and I'm a church kid at heart. I was born in church, raised in church. But again, I don't talk like, and God said, that's not me,
Deep and
and that's
spooky.
cool, but that's
Mhm.
not me. So I've learned to just adjust and to be myself. And I think the people that are assigned to me will gravitate to me in my pureness and my authenticity.
Hmm.
I think that if people were genuinely themselves a lot more, there would be true healing and true deliverance. But we're so worried about what it looks like, what it
Image.
feels like, and again trying to mimic is nonsense. So I that's the only thing I could equate to my whatever we call swag. I'm just myself,
I think
you
it's
know.
great.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question because
Thank you.
this is going to solidify you of how much of a church kid you were. When you went to school,
Uh-oh.
did you have on tennis shoes or hard bottom shoes?
Bro, let me tell you. So I went to a private school and we had to wear a uniform.
Uh
Okay.
oh.
You know, the uniform meant like khakis
Yes.
and, a dress shirt. But now looking back, I looked crazy. So like, most of the men would wear blue Dockers and like khaki Gap and stuff like that.
Right.
That would be the only two colors.
Mhm.
Me, because I'm a church kid, I got suits. Like I'll be rocking my purple pants and my, purple shoes with, some kind of crazy shirt. And like I was like, yo, I'm about to kill this. Like, why is everybody looking like,
But you were killing
looking
it.
like cartoons in
You
the
were
sense of
killing
like
it.
they wear the same thing over and over. I'm like, yo, I'm about to kill this.
You was killing
But
it.
bro, now that I look back, I was so embarrassed. I'm like, and they would look at me like I'm strange, but that was me being a church kid in the middle of the regular everyday life, bro. So
But you were
uh,
original.
I wore the hard bottoms. I was original.
That's
I
what
was original.
that's help you now because he's talking about me. When he asked that question, I started to jump on that table and start choking him because I was that kid. So I was like, he's talking to me.
Wait.
I think I'm
Robert O'Dean,
self-conscious.
Robert O'Dean and our program director went to school together.
Elementary school.
Elementary school together.
Yeah.
And she said she always remembered him because he was on the playground with hard bottom shoes and he always was wearing cologne.
As a kid.
No,
As a kid.
I wasn't that bad. I wasn't that bad.
I'm a
my
Church
mom
of God in
brought us
Christ
regular
kid.
clothes.
I had it.
We had
I'm a Church of God in
we
Christ
had a
kid.
balance.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so
got
I
it.
thought he was talking to me.
No, I
But you
got
know
you.
what though? I like the authentic idea in your mind because in gospel now, everybody wants to be the male or female Kim Burrell, or they want to be the male Mally Music or Travis Green who sounds similar. So I applaud you for standing apart because God is going to bless you to even reach more because of you being authentic. And people want to know that church is cool. It's not all Hickam Messiah speaking in tongues, spitting everywhere. We can go bowling, we can go skating, and you're a young person, so you can have fun. So I think it's great.
Yes.
Keep
Yes,
doing
sir.
what you're doing because it's going to bless so many people. My next question is,
Thank you so much.
um, if you could do the Anthony Ponders Presents, and you could do any singers in the world, dead or alive, who would you put on your concert?
And you don't have to pick me,
You don't have to pick him because he's going to stay the blender. You blend with the real
Um,
singers.
I want to. There are two people that come to mind. There is a singer here in New Jersey that I have worked with, but I think she's so underrated and underappreciated in terms of how amazing her gift is. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Susu Bobian. So Susu is she sings with Hezekiah Walker. So you guys have probably heard it and just didn't know you were listening to her. But I would do I would open the platform up to her because she's so dope,
Hmm.
so great, and it would be one of the best and greatest performers to me, as well as ministry minded. It would be B Slade.
Our San Diego native.
That's right, the one and only. I think B Slade is one of the best out here in any genre. I
Hmm.
think he's unmatched, and I've seen him do a full performance, do a full concert, and it's absolutely amazing.
Hmm.
So I I would love to do another joint with B Slade.
Okay.
Okay. So let me ask you this question. Let's talk about your team. Who makes up your team and your surrounding that helps you to do all that you do?
Um, My team is pretty awesome. So we want to shout out Mr. Kamani Davis, who is
Yes,
the
he's on
manager,
here.
and I believe made the connection with you two great gentlemen. Also Hassan James from Root Magazine,
Mhm.
really just there anytime I need him, and just as a consultant is
Hmm.
the word I want to use.
Hmm.
So that's right now pretty much the core of my team. We'll pull in other people from the group. Shout out to Casey Edwards, but for the most part, it's those two. Just like running and just killing and trying to make things happen. Of course, we also are now signed with Enon Music Group, Sony, and the Orchard for a distribution deal. So we do have that support as well. So I want to shout out to them as well. But my core group is Kamani and Hassan.
Are you an independent artist? Is this your own label?
I This is, yep. So the
Congratulations.
what we signed a thank you so much. So we just signed a distribution deal maybe a few months ago.
Hmm.
So this new music coming out will be the first on under that actual partnership.
Man, you seem like you are a big visionary because you're young and you have all these ambitious ideologies and the way you're doing things. Most people your age don't think about their own independent label. Everybody wants to be
Mm,
stardom, but they don't know that stardom cost and recoup cost. So I applaud you
right.
for your route.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask you this question
Thank
because
you.
I don't know how young you are. When I first looked
I
at you,
was getting ready. I was getting to correct you. I'm 40. I don't know how, how young you guys think I am, but I'm 40.
Wow. Okay.
well, I was gonna say, technically you could still be my son, but
Right.
I'm just gonna be your uncle now.
Right. Because if he's your son, you started really early.
So let me ask you this question.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
talk
40.
about you. 40 years old. Let's
Hmm.
talk about family. What does that look like for you?
Hmm. Oh man, that's a long story. So right now, I'm not married. I don't have kids. Um, I've again being in a moment of transparency. Obviously, sometimes I struggle with that feeling like I've lost moments and I've lost time,
Hmm.
because that is a desire of mine. But right now, that's just not where I'm at. I'm not married and I don't have kids.
Well, young ladies, the Bible says a man that findeth a wife. So don't y'all start DN them. Is it DM, right?
DM.
Yeah,
Right.
don't DN them right now.
Right.
Just
Because some of these
yeah.
thirsty people, you keep your thirst. Because
Well, you can go ahead and DM me and let me see what I find, and then I we'll see what happens after
right.
that.
But you have to
So
remember, everything ain't seeing what everything you see ain't what you see.
exactly.
remember that movie?
Once I see my options, then I can go look and find.
Right.
That's all.
Remember, I'm gonna get you, sucker. When she's all dressed up, and then she start taking off her arm, checking off her eyes. Remember?
I remember it might be too.
Okay, you might
Yeah.
be too young.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
Keenan
Oh
Wayne's
no
first
no,
movie.
I'm gonna get you sucker. My aunt took me to see that when I was a kid. I remember her
Yeah.
taking off all the parts, and I
Right.
think she took off legs, right?
Right. Yeah, she was hopping on one
Oh
foot,
yeah.
one for one.
Yes, yes. That movie
That's
was
what came to mind.
hilarious.
That's what came to mind.
So brother, wait a minute. People are like saying, what's his Instagram? So
Right.
now you got to go ahead and
Right.
couple of things. Number one, tell us where we can find you and how we can connect with you, and also being that we're in this time of transition,
Mm-hmm.
change, and all the other things. Any final words you want to give to the people
Mm-hmm.
to encourage them during this time?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So you can definitely find me on IG at I am Anthony Ponder. Again, that's I am Anthony Ponder. The group is APMD Now on IG. Also, check out our website, get some merchandise, guys. It's apmdnow.com.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Ponder Ministries Desire, apmdnow.com. And Facebook too. Just check me out, Anthony Ponder. The group is also on Facebook. Um, I want to, before I go to your last question, I want to make sure that everybody knows that the new single, That's Just Favor, featuring Lena Bird Miles under
California's.
the Enon Music Group. That's right, another
That's
Cali.
that's one of my good
Um,
friends. Yes.
she's amazing. So that is out right now. And I want to just make sure I tell everybody, can y'all do me a favor and just actually buy the record? I'm telling y'all, support it.
Yes.
It is Kingdom Music. It's going
Yes.
to be a blessing to you. So don't just stream, but buy it. But
Yes.
either way, we appreciate any type of support. But the
Mhm.
single is out right now.
Yes.
All right. So check that out. Let us know how you feel about it. But in terms of the time, what's happening right now, man, I just think that I don't think it's coincidence, and I don't think it happened necessarily as punishment. I do believe that the hand of God is in this transition. And I do believe that he's speaking really loudly to the church and to us as individuals. So I don't know if I have all the answers to it, but I do know that this is a moment, a God moment. And I do believe that this is a time where we should be inclined to reconnect.
Yes.
With what he's saying and reconnect our relationships. I found that I was so busy doing the work of God and forgetting about God in it. Ain't that stupid? So like, this time has allowed me to just stop, listen, and hear. And again, I don't even know the full direction of what that looks like, but I know that he has my attention. And I do believe that this is again part of his. I think this is orchestrated by God. So I say to the people of God, and I know sometimes it's scary, and I know sometimes we're unsure about what's happening, but the only thing I can remember or come to my mind is when the children of Israel, they're going into what God has told them is the promised land. And they are kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So they're in front of the sea, which they can't get through. And then they have the enemy right behind them, getting ready to attack or kill them or, capture them. But, the word of God, it was very clear. It says, stand still and see the salvation of God. So my only encouragement to people right now is to stop and watch God work. So that's it.
Amen, amen. Well, Brother Anthony, we just want to thank you.
Thank you so
Realize
much.
You always have a friend here
Yes.
at God Radio 1. We like you, man. You
Yes.
all right.
You cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You keep that telephone,
you
plug it up, and let's go ahead and let's call some folks. And
Call
tell them to
Jesus.
get that,
Call Jesus.
Tell them
Call
get,
him up and tell him what you want.
And tell them
on
to
that
get
red
CD.
phone covered by the blood.
Yeah, and tell them get that CD and play it.
Yeah.
And just don't download it, but
play
wait, don't stream it, but
download it. I'm downloading mine today.
Invest in it.
Invest. Plant
in
a
the
seed.
name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
Hallelujah.
Okay, you making my preacher voice come out.
Well.
You
about to
you start getting it going. My preacher voice come out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
There's something happening. There's something happening
It's
in that.
shifting in the air.
We're going to let it go.
This is none other than Anthony Ponder. The song is called
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome, man.
Yeah, That's Just Favor. Right here on God Radio 1. Let's check it out.
Yes.